The Latino Slant presents Slant News Flash. Entertainment stories from around the world. Just give us 5 minutos. We'll give you
Muy importante.
El Mundo.
Pablo.
Ripper, the best Mexican food you ever have. Keep it forte. Says Latino Slant. With a 5. I'm not the biggest Mexican food guy, to be fair. Definitely because a lot of the dishes are cheesy and I don't do like cheddar. But I will say, living in Corpus Christi, obviously being in South Texas, and when I was in like Laredo for that short period of time, the best goddamn breakfast tacos, which they don't even, a lot of people live up north don't know what a breakfast taco is. And I think that you're uncultured swine, but that's something for another conversation. Like I remember going on tour with Backwards and they're going to be at up north and like trying to get a breakfast taco and they don't even know what the fuck a breakfast taco is. But the best goddamn breakfast taco, and it does, and it's something like fucking simple. Doesn't matter if it's just bacon and egg. The best fucking breakfast tacos that I ever fucking had was living in fucking South Texas with fucking Mexicans.
With fucking Mexicans.
Look at people in the chat. Breakfast taco, like they don't even fucking know. They don't even know. Because they don't know, they don't do breakfast tacos, and I found that out the hard way. They don't do breakfast tacos in certain pockets of the country. They don't even know what it is. But yeah, there's the thing called breakfast fucking tacos, breakfast tacos and breakfast burritos, and we do them all definitely in Texas. Those are a thing. But the best that I fucking had was being made by fucking Mexicans in South Texas. Even like the fucking gas stations had little Mexican like restaurants in the gas. You can go to the fucking Stripes and get like $1 bacon and egg taco, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah,
it's like weird, man. Like they all had something about it. But yeah, that South Texas having it made by Mexicans. I want to say striped tacos, and Corpus, damn like bro. And that was so cheap. That's how they lure you in, right? You could get a taco for $1, and it was a little decent sized taco. Obviously, we'll eat like 4 of them bitches.
I will buy it for $1. I will buy that for $1.
Yeah, they're like simple bacon and egg, bacon and sausage.
Well, the ones he's talking about, they're sold out of the gasoline stations. Like they have the little cocinas in there. In Texas, they're called the Stripe gasoline stations.
I have seen a note, Futurama, to not buy anything from a gas station. Just saying.
No way, no. Inside the store, they'll have an actual little kitchen, like the cocineros in there, and they have tacos, burritos in the morning, and then they'll have sandwiches and for lunch, and that's it. I'm just telling you.
From fucking Stripes, they were $1, and them bitches were so fucking tasty. I don't know why. There's just something about them. But even those spots, especially when you went to like the Mexican restaurants, but even those spots like the fucking Stripes had good fucking breakfast tacos.
Slant News Flash was recorded at the Slant News Flash.
Okay.
Estábamos viendo algo sobre tacos para desayuno. Y ¿saben? Es extraño. Porque he tenido algunas personas mexicanas alrededor mío. Y normalmente para ellos un taco de desayuno es con carne, con pollo, súper contundente. Y veo lo que hacen en los Estados Unidos como taco de desayuno y es con papa, huevo frito, huevo revuelto.
Well, it's egg, like that's like the base.
Yeah. But people that I know from Mexico, actually, they use other ingredients. They use mostly meats and, well, unless you are an office man. Si es que eres un oficinista, estás en el DF, seguramente te tocará alguna cosa más más simple, unos tacos de canasta, unos de suadero, algo así, pero varía un poco. En los Estados Unidos hay un culto hacia, en algunas partes, hacia el taco de desayuno, que me parece interesante.
No, hay libros y historias que escritan de breakfast taco de Texas. Ese es uno oculto exacta, you know, y cuáles son los breakfast burritos más mejor, en qué áreas, en qué pueblos, que naciste, you know, es un taco war. Pero Young Ripa me sorprendí que a él le gustan los tacos y breakfast tacos, but he's absolutely right. You go out of Texas, they know what the fuck you're talking about. Breakfast taco, what is that? Oh gosh.
I have a really good friend on Mexico. Well, she's kind of crazy in her own charming way. And she once went on a full rant about how tacos are tacos. What you got on Taco Bell are chingaderas, are not real tacos. It was hilarious. She spent like 10 minutes explaining to me how anything from Taco Bell comes from hell, and real tacos only can be gotten on certain places of Mexico. And I was just laughing my ass off all the time.
We'll see. Vas a ver ahorita que Tom está en el chat, lurking. Tom of Midnight's Edge, all he eats is Taco Bell.
Taco, taco, burrito, burrito, taco, taco.
Right, Tom? ¿Sí o no? Bueno, bienvenidos a Midnight's Edge Español. Soy Polly de Latino Slant y está conmigo Pablito, Geektripology.
Hey, ¿cómo estamos, gente bonita?
Y en este programa vas a leer y hablar con los revistas o historias.
Las historias. Y tenemos algunas.
¿Las historias de qué? De Shang-Chi.
Bueno, la historia con Juan Carlos, y parece que no tiene dónde salvarse ni con el ratón ni con Twitter. La gente lo odia. También vamos a hablar un poco de Eternals. Sacaron una nueva, un nuevo tráiler. Bueno, vamos a hablar también sobre un par de cosas un poco más tristes y un par de cosas aún más alegres, así que estén pendientes. Y sí, vamos primero con el tráiler de Eternals. Quitémonos cuando se van a arrancar una curita, lo tienen que hacer con toda la fuerza posible, aunque se les salga un pedazo de piel con eso, porque si no les va a doler un peor. Lo mismo con este tráiler.
Bueno, disculpa, Pablo, pero antes, let's talk to the chat and just say hello to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Really quick. D-Bud Martin.
Hey.
Eric O'Sullivan.
¿Cómo vamos, hermano? Eric O'Sullivan is getting ready for his channel, man.
He's starting to do videos.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I love it. Love it. Muy bien, Eric. Muy bien. Pienso que estamos a echar los videos de la programa The Sopranos.
Nice.
Retrospective videos, porque hay una nueva película de Los Sopranos in October, pienso. There's a new Sopranos movie coming out, and me and Eric, and we'll see who else wants to, I think, I can't remember, but we're going to start doing some videos on The Sopranos.
I didn't knew there was a new movie. I thought the ending on the series was absolute.
Well, this is a prequel, right? So this is la historia de Anthony Soprano's al papá in the 60s. Se llama The Many Saints of Newark. Here's a couple of cool things about that, right? David Chase is the creator. He's the main dude behind it. He's been trying to get this film done for years. And the person playing a teenage Tony Soprano, like a teenager, the actor is James Gandolfini's son.
Okay.
And it looks just like him. And from what I hear, this guy's a good actor.
No, I'm interested. The ending of the series don't allow too much, but if this is a prequel, kind of like the scenes on The Godfather 2, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you know who plays the dad is Joe Barenthal.
Oh, nice.
I mean, this cast is sick. This cast is amazing. And then it shows Chris Montalsanti's dad, because they were really good friends, and I guess how he got killed. So, yeah, I'm really excited. In the chat, make sure you share this link, hit the like button, smash it, and say hello to us. Midnight Edge Español every Tuesday and Thursday. ¿Sí? ¿No?
Yep. Y recuerden que hablamos mucho Spanglish, pero hay una buena razón tras de esto. Tenemos a gente en los Estados Unidos que es de comunidades latinas, pero nacieron en Estados Unidos, solamente hablan inglés y están aprendiendo español. Igual mucha gente que está en los Estados Unidos que nos está viendo para aprender español. Y por el otro lado también tenemos gente que está en los Estados Unidos y está tratando de acostumbrarse al inglés. Y creo que la mejor explicación para todo esto es, si es que han visto The Forever Purge, hay una pequeña escena en la que el personaje principal se rehúsa a aprender inglés. Es un poco de eso, es un poco de esa misma sensación. Hay gente que le da pereza aprender inglés, pero hey, cuando viene y nos escucha hablar sobre superhéroes, le agarra más la onda. Igual, al revés, hay gente que nos escucha hablar sobre superhéroes en español y entiende más el español y empiezan a acostumbrarse. Es algo para unir a nuestra comunidad de todas las maneras posibles.
Hola,
Diego. Muchachos. ¿Cómo están?
Hey, ¿cómo vamos, Dieguito?
Todo bien. Iba a preguntar, ¿de qué estaban hablando?
De todo un poco, desde los tacos de suadero, un poco de los al pastor, hasta, bueno, básicamente chingaderas.
We've been talking a little bit about how young Ripa loves breakfast tacos. And I got it on tape.
Now you know what we have to do. We have to organize a campaign to send them breakfast tacos.
Well, he's in Texas, so he gets the real deal, you know. And we were talking about how in Texas they're so fanatic about their breakfast tacos. Books, news articles have been written about that, you know.
So, all I'm gonna say is, híjole, la cultura mexicana sí que gana.
Y solamente digamos que comida ecuatoriana no veo a nadie comiéndose un cuisito de desayuno en los Estados Unidos.
No, porque eso requiere que tengas a tu abuelita ahí para hacer el trabajo sucio.
Buen punto, muy buen punto. Para
porque,
los que
mira, no, iba a decir, no, termina, porque creo que va a ir justo lo
sí,
que ibas a decir.
Para los que no sepan, tanto en Ecuador como en México comemos algo que se llama cuy. ¿Qué es el cuy?
En Perú, no México.
Ay, perdón, mi cerebro todavía está hablando de tacos en cierta forma. En Ecuador y en Perú tenemos un plato que se llama cuy. Es conejillo de Indias.
Guinea pig, for those who are listening to in English.
Yeah, we eat guinea pig. But es algo que solamente las abuelitas o gente del campo sabe hacer porque actualmente es como de uy, pero te lo ponen en el plato y te lo acabas. Así que, ¿qué nos hacemos?
No. En mi caso es más el hecho de que yo lo puedo comer sin un problema. Si yo hasta podría ir a un local y escoger al pobre animal, ¿ya?
Uh-huh.
Pero si yo tengo que interactuar con él más de 5 segundos, ahí yo digo, no, este va a ser mi mascota. Me lo llevo.
Se
Porque
llama
no sé-
Jorgito.
Sí, porque no sé qué tienen los quiz, que tiene una magia que cuando los ves a los ojos, no puedes
Es-
comerlos ya.
Solamente una vez en medio del campo tuve que atrapar mi propio conejo y preparar mi propio conejo. Nunca había visto a un animal verme con unos ojos tan de amor y de solidaridad y de pena. Y yo era así de, tengo hambre, por Dios, tengo hambre, déjame en paz.
Sí.
El cuy es aún más adorable.
Porque es una bola de pelos.
Sí.
Hasta es adorable sin pelos, porque parece un mini chancho.
Mini chancho?
Yeah, it's
Mini
like,
pig.
yeah,
Oof.
that's why they call guinea pigs.
We are talking about the delicacies of Diego's
Ecuador and
homeland.
Yep.
Of the Andes.
I know. Hay
Bolivia
mucha
too.
gente en el chat que hablaron con cosas diferentes, de tacos, de Sopranos, Mr. Dragon, Alex Ashkan is here, Eric
Hola.
Lunge Madsen, Andrés Aguilar.
Hola, Andy.
Hola, Andy. And Rod Thunderheart. Hail Polly, hail Pablo. I'll drop in after getting off the phone, but you guys are on the PS4 on my TV. Cool.
Epic, I'm on a PS4.
My only question is, are we also on the PS5 now?
I don't know.
Don't get greedy.
Don't
Get greedy.
Don't get greedy. Andres Bacuy is way bigger than a regular guinea pig.
Yeah. But there's something about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen on the US fucking huge guinea pigs, and I mean huge. They look like dogs. And I'm like, yeah, my family will be good, well fed with that. Yeah.
It's because, think about it like this. They're pets.
Mhm.
They're gonna breed them. There's actually guinea pig competition. So they're gonna select the best ones and they breed them and they keep, the process.
Por cierto, el señor está en el chat.
Sí, Jesús.
Todos persídense.
Darth Plato. Hey, gang.
Wait, we had Darth
Vamos.
Scipio, now we have Darth Plato.
It might be the same person, misma persona, ¿no? Muchísimas gracias a todos. Please, again, share the link. Let people know we're here. Midnight's Edge. Español.
Espera un segundo. Tenemos a Darth Plato, tenemos a Darth Scipio y tenemos a mí, Dar Pena.
Oh, God. So, no, but we also have Darth Maul. Like Maul. I've seen that guy, Darth Maul. He's got the pop-out eyes in his avatar.
Yeah.
Why don't we get going?
Yep.
We have a trailer to watch.
Ay, Madre Santísima, Grayskull, dame paciencia.
Wait, can we put a disclaimer? Oh, no, it's Eternals. I thought you were going to do the other one.
That's next.
No.
Okay.
Bueno, con ustedes, una pendejada.
Hace 5 años, Thanos eliminó a la mitad de la población del universo. Pero las personas de este planeta pudieron traer a todos de vuelta con el chasquido de un dedo. El regreso repentino de la población.
Los actores de doblaje de ahora son tan malos.
La energía necesaria para que empezara el surgimiento.
Ponle más ganas, mamita.
¿Cuánto tiempo tenemos?
7 días.
7 días.
Ay, esta mujer no sé si está tratando de venderme un seguro o está tratando de venderme una película.
I will say I like the music.
Llegamos
Ya.
aquí hace 7000 años. Para proteger a los humanos de los desviantes.
¿Por qué no ayudaron a combatir a Thanos o en alguna guerra o en otras catástrofes de la historia?
Nos ordenaron no interferir en conflictos humanos a menos que involucrara desviantes.
¿Quién lo ordenó? Hay que buscar a los otros.
A algunos no los he visto en siglos.
Hola.
Hola.
Pónganle ganas, hijos, pónganle ganas.
Al menos estamos en primera fila.
¿Sabes qué cosa nunca salvó al planeta? Tu sarcasmo.
Hemos amado a esta gente desde el día que llegamos. Cuando amas algo, lo proteges.
No pueden proteger. A ninguno de ellos.
La magra se veía mejor.
That was sick.
Debe ser la casa de seguridad perfecta. ¿De qué está hecha? ¿Vibranio?
Colección de otoño. La IKEA.
Boo. Boo.
Tenían que
Okay.
arruinar el tráiler. Tenían que arruinar el tráiler.
Estaba perfecto. Así, para lo que era.
Okay. Wait. Okay. En el chat, ¿qué piensas? ¿Qué piensas el trailer, Diego? Let's do a 4 being best, 1 being horrible.
I would say 1.5 or 1.7.
I will say 2, but only because I kind of like it, the gun gesture on the hands. Like, pitiu, 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 pitiu. I have a gun, you all.
2.2. Yeah, 2. También. En el chat.
And literally, mine was a 2 until they did that joke at the very end and was like,
Yeah.
oh, come on.
Sí,
Yeah.
eso lo arruina. Y bueno, para los que no sepan en el chat sobre esta pendejada de película, la única excusa que tienen para hacer esta película realmente es que querían tener personajes LGBT en pantalla. No es chiste, esto es lo que Marvel dijo explícitamente sobre la producción. La única razón para que esta película exista es que querían tener personajes LGBT en pantalla. ¿Ok? Así que decidieron hacer una historia en base a eso. Estos son los Eternals. Esto es una especie que estuvo desde antes y ya arruinaron otra especie. Ya arruinaron completamente a otra especie. Pero, ok, van a sacar los Eternals, van a tratar de hacer algo interesante con ellos. Sacan pendejadas. Y después de haber arruinado a los Inhumanos, Inhumans, se deshicieron de Black Bolt. Se deshicieron... Básicamente, el equipo que le precede a los X-Men y que tuvo el primer enfrentamiento grande entre metahumanos y los Cuatro Fantásticos fue arruinado en una serie previamente por Marvel. En compensación a eso, decidieron hacer una película LGBT con personajes muy similares llamada Los Eternals, que es lo que acabamos de ver el tráiler. Y hasta ahora lo único que siento es que esto es hecho solo por políticas. No es hecho porque realmente les importe. ¿Por qué? Ni siquiera están apuntando hacia cómo deberían ser los personajes realmente. Ninguno de estos personajes se parece a su contraparte en los cómics. No tiene nada de lógica, nada de sentido la manera en la que están expresando cómo va a ser la historia después del snap de Thanos, que ninguno de los Eternals murió durante el snap. No había ninguna razón para unirse al resto de la gente en una venganza en contra de Thanos. ¿Por qué no estuvieron en los momentos clave en los que, si es que Thanos chasqueó los dedos y los Eternos son completamente inmortales y no pueden ser destruidos por el chasquido? De todas maneras, perdieron a poblaciones enteras alrededor de ellos. ¿Qué pasa aquí?
Se llama no tener coherencia en la narrativa.
Diego, before the ending joke,
Yeah.
what did you like about it?
I think it's the fact that I saw it and it's like, it's not a good movie, but I think it's gonna have enough action to make it fun enough to just be a popcorn flick to watch it once and that's it.
Mhm.
You know, it had this kind of build up and it's like, okay, I get what they're doing. I get the story already. I think I can, you know, go with the flow if I shut off my brain and enjoy it, the ride. But then when they did the joke and as well some other things like in the middle, because thinking back about the lore in the comics of what the deviants are, right? My brain was like, still, there's things that I'm gonna be like thinking in the background. I know.
Yeah, and when you see that humanoid deviant, I was thinking the Magra on Blade 1 looked better. Blade
The
1.
PS1 one?
Ya, la Magra. Si es que han visto Blade, la primera película de Blade, la Magra, esos terribles efectos especiales se veían mejor que ese Deviant. Así que me quedan tantas preguntas, me quedan tantas cosas aquí. Segundo, los actores de doblaje, y por eso escogí específicamente la versión en español. Iba a poner la versión en inglés y luego dije, no. Quiero que por fin incluso Pauli entienda por qué nos disgusta tanto los actores de doblaje. Están en una situación donde están matándolos a todos y es un, oh no, ¿qué podré hacer? Es algo así como en Trolls 2. They are eating him and they will eat me next. No, or something like that. That bad acting on Trolls 2.
The oh god one.
Oh god, yeah. It's kind of like that, but the whole movie, and that's with every single movie that comes translated to Spanish, and that's terrible. Get some damn good actors, and I still say we had Mario Castañeda, we had Humberto Vélez, we had geniuses there. It's only because of money, so... Ay, hermano, no sé por qué la cagan tanto, pero siempre que la cagan buscan una manera de hacerlo peor.
Bueno, tenemos gente en el chat. Iván Sánchez. Como todos últimamente, como She-Ra y The Owl House.
Oh, The Owl House, me olvidé que esa cosa existía.
Yo evité verla.
Iván, gracias por recordarme que esa basura existe.
You want to remind the rest of the audience what the Owl House is?
If I remember correctly, it's a LGBTQ plus series where the main character, I think, is gender fluid or something like that. And it's sort of like a Harry Potter kind of academy. It's like, oh god. It's like, in principle, it seemed interesting, but in execution, it's just utter garbage. You know? Because you think, okay, because the age group, they're in that age in the teen years where they start to learn who they are, blah, blah, blah. They could be a bit more, you know, on the nose with it, whatever. But just, they did it so badly, and my brain blocked it off completely, saying, no, this doesn't exist, because I had to see it with one of my nieces while I was there in Denver.
Oh, no.
That's all I'm going to say.
No, that's good. That's good. D-Bud Martin says, the Eternals comic in the 70s didn't interest me, and I have the same feeling about this. Too many new characters to deal with.
No, D-Bud Martin, the reason why you will actually go for these comics is because of Kirby. It's because of Jack Kirby. He was a genius on the way he expressed the battles, and even the parts that are psychological. You can see in the background everything moving. everything popping with colors. It's just beautiful. This has nothing of that. There's not these bright pinks and bright blues and bright greens, everything popping and orbs of light and matter moving around in an ethereal realm. And this is something that doesn't feel like the original comic book. It doesn't even feel something coming from Kirby or, well, anything from Marvel from the 70s, 80s, 90s, maybe the 2010s.
Well, from what Clobber Times has told me, is that even the Eternals, this Kirby's Eternals, wasn't a big hit.
No, it was not.
Right.
This is a niche franchise. This is a really niche franchise, and that's why I talked before about the other team that they screwed up. That is the Inhumans, because it's also a small team that nobody really talks about, but they had some really crazy good stories, and the art is just phenomenal. But they screwed that, and that's I don't know if you remember. They actually tried to project on IMAX the Inhumans, and it was a complete failure.
Eric Runge Madsen. It gets one for Salma, another one for Jolie. That's it for me. Shang-Chi at least looks action-packed.
Ya. Ay, bueno, luego vamos a estar hablando de Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos tampoco se salva de esta.
Uchiha Yami Suculento Sharingan.
Suculento. This gay.
Oh my god.
And it's perfect with his name.
Raj H comes in with a super sticker for $1.99 Canadian. Gracias, Raj H.
Gracias, hermano.
Taco.
Burrito. Taco.
Taco.
Necesitamos esa canción en el repertorio. Solo diré eso. Cartman cantando esa canción es...
Diego, why don't you, ¿puedes leer eso?
A ver, de nuestro estimado Uchiha Yami Suculento Sharingan. No, me va a encantar el nombre. Desde niño nunca me gustó Disneyland y nunca fui a este lugar, gracias a Dios. Y también nunca me gustó las películas animadas de Disney tipo Princesa de Disney. Solo te diré esto, si ignoraste la era dorada de los 80 y 90, te perdiste algo bueno para la infancia. Nada más diré.
Sí.
Y Disneyland, por amor de Dios, existe Disney World. ¿Para qué ir a Disneyland? Eso más diré. Pablo.
Ay, hermano. Yo quería ir a Disney cuando era pequeño. Realmente quería ir a Disney. Veía el castillo, veía los fuegos artificiales en televisión. Incluso hubo un capítulo completo de Full House acerca de Disney, así que quería ir a Disney. Ahora quiero ir por otras razones. La primera es ver si es que logro darme de madres con el ratón Miguelito. Con suerte, y el ratón Miguelito tiene adentro a Chapek incluido. Tal vez incluso a Bob Iger.
Chapek tenemos que es una mina ahí porque es más un 60-40 ahorita.
There's a very important note here. If this movie was gay, we would at least get cocktails and finger food in the theater. Just saying.
This movie will be fabulous.
Pablito, Iván Sánchez.
La historia es que una chica humana entra al mundo mágico y le entra una bruja, pero le están dando más enfoque con la relación de ella con una chica que también aprende magia y las dos se enamoran. Tijeras mágicas, la serie.
Está hablando de lo del búho.
Me suena con... Sí, esa descripción me suena a tijeras mágicas. Tan, tan, tararán, chic, 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 chic.
Ahí queda nomás, porque si no nos botan.
Really, it's, there's some cool little bits, but it's pretty forgettable for me.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know if I'll see it in the theater, honestly. Because I don't know if I want to review it for the channel or,
Will it be in the theater? That's the question.
Ooh. Well, we'll see how Shang-Chi does, and then all these other variables out there in the world.
Yep.
Brace for impact. So, anything else we want to kind of wrap up on that trailer?
All I'm gonna say is, it's not imaginative. Whoever made that trailer was not even thinking about trying to sell the movie.
Se ha hablado tanto de que las películas de Marvel últimamente son genéricas. Esto se ve incluso peor que genérico. Se ve como el desperdicio de una planta de producción en masa. Y ese es el problema. Es lo que falló en la línea de ensamblaje. Y nos lo están vendiendo no más barato, no como un producto hecho en China con propiedades mágicas. Nos lo están vendiendo como la pendejada que tenemos que ver obligatoriamente. ¿Y saben qué? No hay nada obligatorio en esto. Podemos pasar esta película y, bueno, yo pago $3.50 en el cine. My $3.50 are safe.
I'm disappointed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sí.
Yes, Brett Cohen. Variables. My least favorite part of maths.
Integers?
What's that?
No, I was thinking about my least favorite part of math. Integrales. Siempre tengo problemas con integrales. ¿Qué es calculos? What's calculos?
Diego.
Yeah. I'm here. I know, I heard, I said it. I just laughed because I love it.
What are we starting off with as far as our first story?
Well, let's see, where is that thing? Because we were talking about como Juan Carlos was talking ill about Chapek.
Ay, esta es toda una regadera. Ok.
Primero para el story.
Para los que no entiendan por qué le decimos Juan Carlos, suena a cuando tratan de pronunciar normalmente y tratan de enseñar a la gente a pronunciar Shang-Chi, suena como Juanchi, 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 Juan Carlos, Juanqui, Juanqui, ven aquí, Juan Carlos, date haciendo esto. Ya. Entonces, suena a Juan Carlos, realmente no sé por qué suena tanto a Juan Carlos. Es ridículo, pero a este punto, ¿saben qué? Es Juan Carlos, es el primo de Esther Píscore. Y si es que entienden ese chiste, desde ya se pueden llamar mis hermanos. Directamente, se pueden llamar mis hermanos. Ay, Les Luthier.
Well, Diego, why don't you lead us in the story?
Okay. Un poquito como dice el título, Shang-Chi actor Simu Liu slams Disney CEO Bob Chapek's comments. Para dar contexto a las personas que no estén al día con esto, en la última reunión de inversionistas de Disney, el CEO de Disney, Bob Chapek, o como lo llamamos, Boberto, dijo que justo le hicieron la pregunta sobre cómo harían el lanzamiento de la película de Shang-Chi, de Juanchi. Si sería simulcast con Disney Plus sin cines nomás, solo Disney Plus. Y ellos dijeron básicamente que sería exclusivamente en cines y que sería un punto de data para su estrategia. Un experimento es lo que él usó. Obviamente el actor, al ver esto circular, no lo tomó de buena forma pensando que está refiriéndose a la película y específicamente al background étnico de la película.
Voy a hacer una representación de cómo fue esa situación. No somos un experimento.
That movie. Bueno, y regresando un poco al enfoque, él salió a básicamente tratar de dar un tweet inspiracional diciendo sobre cómo no son un experimento, son las masas oprimidas, los minusválidos, los que no toman en cuenta de lo que dicen, ¿no? Pero ahorita aquí nomás van a verlo. Voy a citarlo, dice: "We are not an experiment. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will persevere after an embattled year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the F up to make history on September 3rd. Join us." Básicamente ha salido a tratar de inspirar al público a ir a ver la película porque están diciendo que el CEO está siendo racista. Cuando en realidad no era en base a eso. Él estaba hablando en base a... de hecho, en este clima actual, ¿cómo performaría una película como Juan Carlos en los cines exclusivamente? Un punto de data para mejorar su campaña. Y obviamente todos los medios han tomado esto y han corrido. Alito, opiniones.
Primero, el tweet en sí suena a no somos un experimento, somos anónimos, somos legión, espérennos. Empezando por ahí es lo primero que pensé al leer el tweet. ¿Esto vino de 4chan? ¿Esto salió de 4chan? ¿Por qué estoy en /B otra vez? ¿Por qué el mundo real se ha convertido en /B? Fuera de eso, bueno, para mí, dentro de una perspectiva de publicidad, que es donde trabajo más, sí, esto es un experimento. Y no hay forma de ocultarlo, no hay forma de que Disney pueda enmascarar un poco esto con buenas intenciones o nada. Es un experimento, pero es un experimento necesario a este momento, porque el mercado está cambiando drásticamente, hay muchas nuevas tendencias y ellos necesitan saber exactamente qué está pasando. Si es que ven la manera en la que hemos estado hablando un poco sobre la situación de Black Widow, de Suicide Squad, literalmente hay una copia en 4K lista a 1 hora después de que sale la película que tiene mejor resolución de lo que podrías ver en streaming. Y si es que tienes una buena televisión y no te importa el ambiente del cine, vas a tener una mucho mejor experiencia que ir al cine por gratis. Literalmente ya gratis. Entonces, ya estando en esta situación en la que la piratería sí afecta al mercado, la piratería afecta directamente al mercado. Las personas que irían el primer día al estreno, hacen una fiesta en su casa con la versión pirata, ¿ok? Y esto es algo que pasó aquí en Ecuador, por cierto, con Suicide Squad. Alguien hizo eso dentro de mis conocidos. Simplemente ya no vas al cine, ya no gastas ese dinero. Y en los Estados Unidos, por la primera vez en mucho tiempo, hay una cultura real de bootleg por todo lo que ha pasado en este último año y medio. Entonces, hay un efecto negativo para sacar la película al mismo tiempo en Disney Plus y en cines. Además, rentabilidad de Disney Plus. La cantidad de personas que están viendo la película, calidad de película, eso se transforma en tráfico, eso se transforma en banda. ¿Cuál es la utilización de banda contra el dinero que estamos gastando? Todas esas fórmulas estoy seguro que ya hicieron con las películas que sacaron directamente a streaming y cines al mismo tiempo. Ahora vamos a tener una ventana de 45 días. Es un experimento. Esto es un experimento necesario.
Uh-huh. Y un poco haciendo referencia a un video que tenemos en el canal, que por si acaso, para todos los que están viendo, véanlo, ¿ya? Donde justo en un episodio de nuestra canal hermana, Midnight After Dark, nuestro buen amigo Script Doctor mencionó el hecho que también la referencia que hace Bob Chapek a todo esto, de que es el data point, el experimento, ¿ya? Es también el hecho porque ahorita, como sabemos, Disney tiene un juicio con Scarlett Johansson, cuya película salió tanto en cines como también simultáneamente en Disney Plus. Nada de los 45 días, como es los términos actuales. Y si aquí Juanca sale y fracasa en los cines exclusivamente antes de los 45 días, el caso de Scarlett Johansson perdería toda la fuerza de su argumento, porque su argumento nace en de que su performance en cines sufrió por el acceso de Disney Plus simultáneo.
Sí, el fracaso de Juan Carlos les puede ahorrar $50 millones a Disney.
Sí. Entonces, lo que están tomando tanto de una forma bien pública es decir, estamos haciendo esto para ver si efectivamente nuestra estrategia hizo daño a Black Widow, como para decir, siendo buen samaritano, y al mismo tiempo para tratar de ver si encontramos una forma de cómo salirnos de ese juicio.
Básicamente, entonces, bueno, esto tiene ramificaciones legales, tiene ramificaciones económicas, tiene un millón de diferentes variables por las que Disney y al menos yo dentro del campo de data mining también estaría sumamente interesado en ver qué es lo que pasa. Y es algo normal, si es que tienes un negocio, estás tratando de extraer esta información. Pero, lastimosamente, a Juan Carlos no solamente le va mal por ahí, no solamente le dijeron vas a hacer un experimento y lo lamento, vas a hacer un experimento. Además, también Aguarfina está empezando a hacer su...
Espera.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on.
Primero
Apofina.
terminemos
I have
esto.
a question for you guys. Do you think Shimu or Shimi?
I say pronounce it Simu.
Simu. You think he was surprised? And obviously, you guys thought he overreacted, but you think he was surprised at all that Chapek was it Chapek or was it?
It was Chapek. No, it was Chapek,
okay.
The one that say about the experiment.
But the experiment, that he was surprised that that Chapek would say something about the film before this film came out, or that it would ruin its chances.
Behind the scenes, I bet there have already been meetings about how this movie is gonna lose money and how this movie might harm his career. So, and this is just a speculation based on the data points that currently we have on the Google Trends movement of this particular movie, on how even Disney is getting a lot of a downward spiral on interest. There have already been some meetings about this movie and how it's gonna lose money. That actually made them think about the experiment on the 45 days on streaming.
So at the very least, Shimu saw what they saw.
Yeah.
Right. Box the trending, where the movie was trending, where the excitement was waning, all that, what you just said. He's a part. He already, I'm sure he's, because he seems he's pretty invested in the project, promoting it a lot. And then to hear that from Chapek, you think those two elements, got him to overreact?
Yeah, it got him angry, really angry. When you know your movie will underperform, and especially if you think your movie is worth to perform good, and everybody's telling you will underperform, and we will use your movie to check how much can you underperform. Well, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna make people angry.
So, Diego, if you had a project that you did 2 years ago, and had been waiting, and maybe you felt that it should have been handled differently, like you're the lead, your character should have been included in an Avenger movie here or there, like Black Panther. And you finally get the date, and you're not a big name, but you're talented and you really believe in this project. The biggest name you might have is Michelle Yeoh, but it's not like, a Chris Pratt or a Robert Downey Jr., of course. And then you saw the writing on the wall, you saw the boss of all bosses kind of like say something questionable about your project, and then something that you're very invested in. How would you react?
Okay. This is for me. I will work it on two fronts, okay? As the creative part of me, I would be really spiteful. Okay? So in that reaction of his on Twitter, I get it completely. Okay? But I think there's also a series of factors that you have to always try to, it might hurt, but you gotta sometimes step back and breathe a bit. See the whole picture. Because right now he's reacting from the instance. Like, I know I would maybe, like, my emotions of the instance would happen there, but I'm like different. I would not react, but still, it's like, I'm like, I would be like that. And I would try to find a way to cheat the system, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Something that he could have done, but he didn't. But I would just channel all that anger, all that rage into trying to find a way to a solution. I don't know, generate word of mouth.
But you've been doing that. We'll keep it as you still.
Okay.
You're Shang-Chi.
Yeah. Okay.
You've been doing that, and you're trying to not only galvanize and represent the Peruvian community to its best ability, but you want it to kick ass, you know. So you have a lot of pressures on your shoulders. You have a lot riding on this, like, those factors are real.
Yeah.
And he's not, and you're not a veteran of playing the game, right? You're not as far as how the press works, or taking a moment and processing. You're very passionate.
If I was like that, that's basically me when I was 18. Oh God, what he has done is barely the tip of the iceberg of what I would have done in camp, of calling out. I think if I would have been very much, calling him out, calling out the situation with ScarJo, calling out everything in the industry on his side. I would be on the offensive like every single instant, because if my movies has to die, I'm gonna die in a blazing glory.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Pablo.
Yep.
Okay. So, oh God, I lost my train of thought. I had some good questions for you guys.
Yeah. Just let
go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. This is the thing. If I really wanted in his place, if I really wanted to do this right and get people interested, get people into this a lot, and change the narrative after the comments from JPEG, I will have released the somehow, as an actor, maybe you have something in your contract that allows you to do something like that, or if not, I will go for a producer or someone that can help me release the some 15 minutes of the movie, not the first 15 minutes, something right after the beginning, going to the middle, something that is really cool, really actiony, really interesting, and I will have been getting that on everybody's screen just to get people excited, and in a way just to point, we are an experiment this, right? But instead he went to Twitter. That move.
So let me ask you this, and either one can answer. Before Scarlett Joe and now this actor, these actors have never really spoken out against Disney. As far as a problem. Maybe it's just more the sign of the times, people, venting on social media, or just staying loyal to a project they believe in. Why is this not a good thing? Why the reaction as this is just an actor who's taking advantage of the moment? and virtue signaling. Why isn't it like, wow, this guy really believes in this project, and he's kind of like sticking it to JPEG, sticking it to Disney, that we're not an experiment, you wouldn't maybe, what do you say about that?
On my part, if I was in that situation, as I said, I will seek the way to make people interested, and I will actually go with the experiment part. Yes, we are an experiment and we will succeed. We are the most successful experiment, and from our experiment, you will get all the data to make the best movies possible because you had the best movie possible on that moment. I will try to make it look good as, yes, we are an experiment. We are the best experiment for right now. We are in a complicated situation, and Disney trusts in us to see what's the future on cinema. So Shang-Chi is the future of cinema. There's a spin that you can take with this. They didn't.
Well, in my case,
hindsight is always. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would put it in the perspective, since I grew up in the corporate culture. Okay, it's the fact that if you see a guy like this attacking like Bob Chapek, Roberto, it's like you got to see it from the perspective of, first, many studios will not want to work with him because they know that the first sign of trouble they have for the movie, and it's reported whatever, right, with him, he's gonna lash out, and that's not good right now. Okay, they need to keep control of the situation at all times. That's the facts. And also the fact that, think about it like this: he's an actor who's not a known name, right? So most people, like the general audiences, really don't know who he is. They don't know much of his work, maybe just in Canada from the show Kim's Convenience, and that's it. But afterwards, in the US, Latin America, Europe, not many people know about him. So if he lashes out, most people will, unfortunately, as an anthropological perspective, how we're programmed, they see somebody lashing out at the big boss of Disney, right? Somebody that is unknown in this movie that just, it's in a weird position. Most people will say he's going against the authority figure, and that's not correct, because how we are built. That's the reaction I see, because I've shown this to my sister, and my sister said exactly those words. Why is he going against his boss?
Exactly, and there's a way to boost this. There was a quote from Eric Runch Madsen on the chat from Blade Trinity, if I'm correct. Some motherfuckers try to skate uphill, and that's exactly the point. He is trying to skate uphill. He's trying to actually go against the current. When you are in this situation, you make the best with the current. You use the people around you that are actually making you harm as a tool to make something better. This is corporate world. This is money going on. This is not your ego. This is not your career. This is money. Only that. So if you want to get that money, make people interested. And the best way to make people interested is not telling them you need to be interested. Is being interested yourself. It's the same thing that if you want someone to buy your food, you get an asshole eating on a table on your restaurant every single day for free. And he will enjoy every bite he eats. So people will go around the restaurant, will see him and go, yeah, I will eat that. He seems like he's enjoying, and you will start to make people interested and interested. You won't go out of the kitchen saying, well, the chef is an asshole. You lost all the public, man. You lost people with this.
Okay, well, a couple of things here for me. And thank you for everyone in the chat. Eric O'Sullivan bringing up some great points. Jesse Miller is going to take off. We'll see you, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
And several other people making some good points. is this a publicity stunt?
Nah.
Is this or is this another actor virtue signaling, trying to use his race, trying to do the race card, against his boss, so to speak, when the movie hasn't even been out, hasn't even been released.
This was not even a race card. It was a nationalistic viewpoint, actually. And, well, kind of brand for someone that is pro-Chinese right now. But let's be honest, this nationalistic outlook only works on China. Out of China, the rest of people look at this as something lame, as something stupid. In China, I bet people were like, hell yeah, he's showing it. He's sticking it to the man. But in the rest of the world, don't. So if you are trying to propel this movie to the international market, well, let's try to be a bit more international on the way you handle things.
Well, what I do know about this gentleman is that he doesn't come from an actor's background, right? He was an accountant, and that went against his family's wishes to become an actor not even 10 years ago. It's really an incredible story. So he's I've seen a few of his interviews. He seems he actually seems very intelligent, very outspoken, very opinionated, which, is for me always not, whether I agree or not, it's always nice to hear some intelligence from a quote unquote movie star. This is pretty passionate. There's definitely passion here, a lot of emotion, and from what I'm reading here, he's I see it as an outspoken actor who is, for better or for worse, right, going down with the ship. And he's gonna kick and scream, and maybe the only thing I see here is the last two, We Are the Surprise, and Fire the F Up to Make History on September 3rd. Those are the two things that I'm like, wow, I wish you luck. I hope so.
Yep.
Because everything else I really don't have a problem with. It's like, yeah, you're not an experiment. Yeah, you are underdogs. Yeah, everyone has already written this fucking movie out. No one gives a shit. We are really, we weren't even talking about this until Chapek and that, you know what I'm saying? And we knew it was being released. But we had even in some of our trailer reactions, it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
We are the ceiling. I just want to let you guys. I just wanted to get through this. We are the ceiling breakers. And then We Are the Ceiling Breakers. I don't know if that he's meaning Asian American actors in entertainment, which is not incorrect. Right? I can't in good conscience say, that's not right. Just like with Latinos in entertainment, they're trying to crack the ceiling. They're trying to get in there. Or if he's meaning this movie, either way, it is an historic film. Whether, it just is. Just on, in front and behind the camera, we are the celebration of culture and joy that will persevere after an embattled year. Celebration of culture and joy. So that means that for me that there is a lot of that in this film, and I hope so. And so I just saw it as an impassionate actor, leading man who's really defending his work, and that's what actors do, especially. These guys have waited almost 2 years for this.
Yes.
You know, it's been an embattled year. He's not wrong, right? Especially for this. Come on already. I want this film. You know, why do I got to hear from my boss talking shit about my film? Why is he putting? Why why is he putting down these low expectations on my film? You need to celebrate, like he says. You need to celebrate this film, like Black Panther, like Endgame, like all the other films, because it should be on that level. So yeah, those are my initial thoughts.
You actually sorry.
Go ahead,
you
sir.
actually
Go ahead.
had a fair point, and I need to actually talk about this. Yes, people have already written off this movie, and it's even in the toys. If you see, there's $25 toys that are right now on sale for $5. The movie is not even out.
Yeah.
Right. So people really don't really care about this movie either on toys or on the cinemas or on any other kind of interest. As I was saying, yes, this is kind of an experiment, but also this is a good way for Marvel to realize what they have been doing wrong. They have been trying to keep a hype for the entire cinematic universe, when if you see at the beginning, the hype was for each individual film. And then you had a crossover, and that crossover had the goodwill of every single individual film. Now they are banking on the goodwill for Marvel in general for getting people on seats. That's not how you sell. You need to sell this movie. You need to sell the movie, not the brand.
Pablo, we're talking about Shang-Chi now. The actor probably saw this as well as a moment to mobilize people behind the film. I think he's succeeding. Let's get to the chat. Alex Ashgan, he's helping the ship go down faster. I don't know about that, Alex. I don't think I agree. Salvador, Chapek is going to win the Disney War. Well, you might be right there. Eric, it is a guy who worked his ass off and nobody cares, not even his boss, apparently. We all know that feeling. Nice.
Yeah.
That is a great comment, guys.
Yeah, it is.
It really also,
and I'm not trying to, again, I try to take it case by case. This guy is a really smart dude, the lead actor. He's not impulsive. He's very intelligent. And from what I did is I just, went around all the other, kind of like big Asian Twitter accounts and all that stuff. Man, they're fired up now. They weren't even talking about this movie. they are more fired up. And then the poster, this new poster came out. It's a beautiful poster. They're very fired up. Salvador Pieta. There are no Latinos in this movie. Yes. I'm referring to Latinos in the entertainment business. That glass ceiling, to crack it and to be on the same level of great films, action films. That's what I was referring to, Salvador. Alex, but Polly, everybody and their dog says Shang-Chi is an absolute
Oh yeah, that happened.
Well, that is a completely different talk.
I'm not gonna touch that.
Yeah, I don't want to touch that. But let's get to one more, and then we'll get to Diego's thoughts. Leer por favor, Diego.
Mira, Super Jefe Final 1. El nuevo trailer de He-Man está lleno de dislikes.
They're really changing the subject there.
Sí. No tocaré esto. Aún no. Primero terminemos con Hanka y ahí vamos.
Yeah, and I know Brett's have some good comments in the chat as well.
Brett Cohen says,
intelligence without wisdom, stupidity still exists. This guy's not stupid, Brett. This man is not stupid. He's mobilized people behind this film. It is let's mark my words now. It's going to have a bigger opening than what was projected.
I have a reason for that actually, but I
Wait.
cannot get too really into that. But
Yeah.
let's-
Don't touch
Let
that.
me get through these. We're almost caught up. Mamires aquí. RMB is raving about Shang-Chi. Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Joshua Gonzalez, I wish there had been better promotion for this film. Seems like they want this to go to Disney Plus without doing real work to get people into the theaters. It is in the theaters for 45 days, correct?
Mhm.
Exclusively.
Cobra can 007. Even smart people can make stupid decisions. Well, we can go back and forth, Cobra. You know, it's just my opinion that that this gentleman, this lead actor, he knew exactly what was put in this tweet. And
Okay.
yes, they are. They saw the movie together, and Campia and R&B, and I have to tell you, based on R&B's reaction, I'm gonna go see it in IMAX. I'm gonna go see it. Go ahead.
Two things. First, with what you said, what they're saying. Okay,
Mhm.
there's also channels that I watch that are very anti-Marvel. Okay, but even they said with just the trailers, what they saw the action, they were like, "This seems like I'm at least gonna watch it because this seems like it's gonna be a fun kung fu movie."
Mm-hmm.
People who hate Marvel said that. Okay, I'll put in you perspective. People who hate Marvel are at least trying to see the perspective that this is gonna at least be a kung fu movie, you know, and they're gonna watch it.
Well, in R&B's reaction, in his 30-second reaction, he laid the groundwork for, Asian fantasy, martial arts, father-son family drama. I mean, I'm in. I'm definitely, pumped, but in regards to this,
Yeah.
oh
yeah.
Go ahead, Diego.
Yeah, because that was the second point.
I'm sorry.
There's one thing about this that I think Pablo, who also knows of his psychology, would agree with me, is that there's something we're forgetting when he put this comment. His long-running TV show in Canada, one of the most popular ones in Canada, Kim's Convenience, was canceled this year.
Yes.
And there was a whole problem. Remember that they were being paid less than the show, than their white counterparts who had a show that had less ratings than their show, and still they were being paid less. Okay?
Yeah.
That whole debacle.
Yeah, that's a big factor. Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's one thing he said is like, where was it? I think it's like the part where he says, we are the underdog, we are the underestimated, we are the scene breakers, that part. Okay. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will persevere and after an embattled year. That last line, I think, is also connection to how he feels because they canceled Kim Convenience. Because it was a show about an Asian family managing the Korean family managing their convenience store. Okay? And they canceled it. Even though it was super popular in Canada. More popular than the current number one right now.
Really well spotted, Diego. Yeah,
and so
that makes sense.
I think it's also that.
So with that, right, and thank you for bringing that up, Diego. To me, this statement is even more tempered. You know what I'm saying? It's like I would have been like, look, motherfuckers, y'all took away my TV show. I was getting paid half, and I'm using this black accent for a reason. Y'all took my movie, took my TV show. Y'all paid us half. We were the most popular movie in Canada, popular TV show in Canada, and now my movie can't even get respect. I mean, and again, I'm just taking this case by case here, like I always do with actors. Yes, I have a default to defend them, but I am trying to do each case by case here. It's justice, and in this case, from what I see a very intelligent actor, very talented man. I'm not convinced yet that I like him in this performance. And I've said that on videos that I'm like, he's not charismatic enough for me. I hope I'm wrong because I really like where this gentleman's coming from, and that's really it, guys, for me. But do you want to? Let's move on to the next connecting story. Because it is a huge thing. It is a huge thing, and why don't you bring it up? Who wants to run this one next one?
Pablo found that one, so
okay. Let me get it on the screen. And,
okay, and while you do, Diego, why don't you read that for us?
De Rick Lucy dice, Shang-Chi, sadly, my mind always jumps to the cool, pulpy Marvel comics of the 70s and 80s. That is what I want to see on the big screen. Not to say the film is bad, as I have not seen it, just not strong.
Sure.
Joshua Gonzalez, yeah, Kim's Convenience is great. It's a damn shame.
Mm. But, it wouldn't be the first time that a show we love gets canceled.
Firefly.
Okay, to introduce the next news that is directly related to this one. Have you ever seen the movie Airplane?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen the old lady that speaks jive?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, of course. Excuse me, I know jive.
Yep. So talking about that, the internet is canceling Shang-Chi star Awkwafina for mocking black culture. Well, she was talking on jive.
Okay, let's get into the story. You want to read a little bit, or you want me to read?
Solamente voy a traducir al español este título porque es demasiado gracioso. El internet está cancelando a la estrella de Shang-Chi, a Awkwafina, por burlarse del acento de las personas negras.
Negras.
No sé por qué diablos esto pasó, no sé por qué. Realmente lo único que me acuerdo leyendo esta noticia es de la película Airplane. Hay una viejita que habla en jive y es exactamente esto. Airplane nunca hubiese podido salir a la luz en esta época. Pero bueno. Awkwafina is by no means a newbie in the entertainment industry. In fact, she's been a staple in Hollywood for quite some time now, having starred in various shows and movies, but there's no denying that her name is about to get bigger thanks to her involvement in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The multimedia star is part of the upcoming Marvel Studios offering Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But as the film is about to hit cinemas, Awkwafina is dragged onto controversy by fans on social media, and the amount of backlash she is been receiving is pretty intense. Ay, hermano, ¿por qué estas pendejadas pasan? Básicamente, la gente en Twitter está en contra de Awkwafina por la forma en la que ha estado hablando y siendo últimamente. The newest Marvel cast member in the latest target of cancel culture after allegations of cultural appropriation surfaced online. On Twitter, many fans pointed out that Awkwafina has been mocking Black people and Black culture in general for years through her comedic skits, and has gotten away with it on multiple occasions. In particular, the actress' use of black scent in her skits and various movie roles is cited by fans as one of the many reasons why Awkwafina deserves to receive all the hate she could get. Check out some of the tweets below. Están en pantalla.
Why don't you read? I'm sorry, Pablo. Why don't you read, Diego, the tweets?
Okay. Este dice, me looking to see why Awkwafina is trending and seeing nothing but Black people rightfully dragging her. We gotta click the link, Pablo.
We don't need to. We can just.
Okay.
Sí. Yeah.
And Eartha would tell you not to compromise. Oh God.
Eartha Kit.
Yeah, that's why I said, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think I know where this is going.
Go ahead.
It ends with Shang-Chi looks dope as fuck, but I just refuse to watch anything with Aquafina and her black scent.
I'll read some here. So today I've seen multiple people call out Aquafina for her use of a black scent that propelled her career, only for her to turn it off when she puts it in more serious films. Will she ever address it though? Hashtag Aquafina is over party. Oh
How
my
many
God.
times have we heard that last line?
Wow. One of the most annoying things about Aquafina is that the farewell showed there's a competent actress under the black scent, but instead she decided to build her career doing shit like this. The fact that shit like this works in a successful career builder is a separate issue. Wow, people are going off. All right, any more?
Ay, necesitamos a George Carlin de urgencia.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to watch Shang-Chi now, which sucks because I really, really wanted to see it. But I've been looking forward to it. But now that I know what I know about Aquafina, that's a hell no for me. And I'm telling everyone I know about her black scent and minstrel shows. Oh my God. Overall,
we have a news flash.
Okay.
Pat S, full disclosure, if you think you may like Aquafina, she's a Giants fan, just so you know. Cancel her. Cancel the fuck out of Aquafina. Not because she does a black accent, no. Because she's a Giants fan. Go Dodgers.
Red Sox?
Red Sox, different. It's a different league, hombre.
Pablo, don't kill it. Don't kill it.
It's an East Coast league. We're talking West Coast. Same division, but go on, sir.
Okay, where was that? Overall, I'm tired of people making excuses for Aquafina. Do you not understand how offensive it is that there are East Asian women who cope with being a model minority by being a minstrel character? People expect me to be submissive and dainty, so I have to a black scent now. Oh God. People are getting spicy.
Yeah, so a black scent is acceptable for Aquafina's bitch ass, but Asian actions are offensive? Girl, go F you. Aquafina won't do accents, but will drop rap songs in a black scent and won't apologize for using it for fame? Got it.
Ninguna de estas personas podría ir a Japón.
In Japan, my God, if you seen like, there's an infamous one, like moment in manga, in Ice Shield 21. All I'm gonna say, people read it, you're gonna find it when you find the American team. It's like, oh God.
Well, no, all jokes aside, right? This anything that has to do with race and stereotypes, it is liquid flame. You know, what is it? What is the thing you spray on a fire? The liquid
kerosene?
gas. What's that?
Kerosene?
Yeah, it's just that, right? And this is the fire that's going on. Yeah, let's read that last paragraph here. That's good.
To those unaware, Aquafina has been tagged for years as a cultural appropriator. Oh. But the crazy rich Asian star has previously claimed in an interview with Vice that she refuses to do accents and doesn't make a minstrel out of Asian people, despite her history of imitating black accents. As it stands, she has yet to address the renewed backlash she's been getting online, but I gotta say, no is not the perfect timing for her to get involved in any controversy. Hopefully, she addresses the matter real soon before it affects her blossoming career. Ay, voy a ir a un segundo en español. A ver, para resumirles toda esta pendejada, en Twitter la gente odia a Aquafina porque ella estuvo haciendo el acento de una persona negra durante mucho tiempo, incluso en su carrera en comedia. Y obviamente en esta época nadie puede hacer un chiste, así que la gente la odia. Bueno, Twitter la odia, la gente no, realmente su trayectoria en Google Trends me dice que no ha cambiado mucho su carrera. Pero en este caso estamos teniendo este problema. La película ya tiene un montón de pendejadas pasando por detrás y ahora Twitter decide que esta actriz, por hacer un acento y hacer su trabajo como actriz, debe ser cancelada. Dieguito.
Lo voy a poner de esta forma, ¿ok? Nosotros que venimos de una región donde parte de la cultura de comedia rehúsa esta clase de comedia, ¿ya?
Ujú.
Me parece medio loco, porque es como la idea de que si esto está tabú, no puedes hacer esto para la comedia no tiene sentido. La
Ujú.
comedia está hecha para burlarse de todos. Aunque no te guste, siempre está hecha para burlarse de todos. ¿Ok? Primera cosa. Segunda cosa. El hecho de que el timing de esta noticia esté justo con lo de la película, que esté justo con lo que salió Simu Liu a hablar, esté justo con el Bob Chapek en medio de su guerra de recuperar el reino, entonces también en su guerra con Scarlett Johansson, en la industria básicamente atacándose una a la otra. Entonces, esto es solo una cosa más que va a fortalecerlo a Chapek. Primera cosa. Segunda cosa. Y es como que, ay, Dios mío, la gente no ve las cosas más grandes. Ve las cosas chiquitas. Se enfoca mucho en esa cultura política y se pierde un montón de lo que se necesita en este mundo ahorita. Y de verdad, es así. ¿No? Yo lo digo por esta forma. Es porque esta forma de hablar, esta forma de pensar también a un punto va a venir por ellos. Va a quitar libertades, va a quitar expresión de ciertas formas de cultura, todo. O sea, es porque esta mentalidad va a matar la creatividad y va a matar el cine. Lentamente.
Solo digámoslo desde la perspectiva latinoamericana, ¿ok? La mayoría de nuestros países tiene al mismo tiempo las culturas europeas que vinieron y las culturas indígenas que ya estaban y otras culturas indígenas que fueron desplazadas durante la época de la conquista que llegaron a otros países básicamente de la nada, ¿ok? Entonces, con toda esta mezcla de culturas, tenemos afrodescendientes, tenemos indígenas, tenemos blancos españoles, tenemos blancos italianos, tenemos morenos italianos, tenemos morenos de Medio Oriente, tenemos una mezcla gigantesca de gente. Y todos nos burlamos de todos al mismo tiempo, ¿ok? Entonces, cuando tú ves la comedia latinoamericana, es básicamente burlarnos de las diferentes facetas de nuestra cultura, porque no tomamos, por ejemplo, aquí en el Ecuador, no tomamos a la gente de Santo Domingo de los Áchilas como extraterrestres, son ecuatorianos. Y cuando nos burlamos de los ecuatorianos, también nos burlamos de Santo Domingo de los Áchilas. Ellos son parte del chiste. Y creo que fue George Carlin el que dijo, cuando tú no eres parte del chiste, tú eres el chiste. ¿Ok? Entonces, estamos en este punto donde nosotros necesitamos volvernos parte del chiste, necesitamos integrarnos, necesitamos aceptar nuestras diferencias y celebrarlas de alguna manera. Y también ridiculizarnos un poco porque no hay ninguna cultura que sea perfecta, no hay ninguna cultura que esté completamente por encima de las otras. Y la manera en la que nos burlamos de nuestras diferencias nos permite compartir las cosas que son buenas y avisarnos de las cosas que son malas en nuestras culturas. Esa es la mecánica de la comedia en Latinoamérica. ¿Ok? Lo cual no podría existir para nada en esta cultura de Internet. ¿Por qué? Porque cada uno tiene que estar separado. Entonces, yo, por ejemplo, no puedo hacer un chiste sobre gente de Esmeraldas en mi país porque estaría siendo racista. La gente de Esmeraldas no podría hacer un chiste sobre gente de Quito porque estaría siendo racista. Y de repente hay una separación entre Esmeraldas y Quito y ya no somos amigos. La manera en la que tú mantienes una amistad con el otro es cuando puedes hacer chistes, cuando te sientes tan cómodo que puedes hacer un chiste, cuando puedes burlarte del otro y sabes que el otro se va a burlar de ti al mismo tiempo y van a tener una conversación fogosa y divertida. Es parte de lo que somos. Entonces, para mí esto no encaja. Esto de, se estaba burlando de las personas negras. Por favor, yo he tenido acá en Ecuador una serie que se llama Vivos, donde hay personajes que son mucho peores. En Estados Unidos no lo dejarían pasar porque es blackface. Pero ese actor que hacía uno de los papeles, el genio Matamba, fue galardonado por la comunidad afrodescendiente por su excelente trabajo. Entonces, no entiendo esta cultura. Para mí es alienígena esta forma de ver de nadie puede disfrutar junto a ti. Todos tienen que estar en su rincón. No lo entiendo. Si es que ella se estaba burlando, ok, que alguien se burle de ella, hagan un roasting de ella. Mantengan el chiste funcionando, mantengan la alegría, mantengan esa energía, no se detengan, porque si se detienen empieza la tragedia. Ay, Dieguito.
So, in the chat, I wanted you to keep that story up.
Oh, sorry.
Alex Ashgon says people are calling out her hypocrisy. I'll bring it up. And hello to everyone in the chat, new and old. Thank you for being here. So, let me ask you guys in the chat. Growing up, whatever neighborhoods you're from, whatever the surroundings they were, if you were the odd person out, or you were with kind of like with the crowd, meaning was there a predominantly growing up, were the kids predominantly in your neighborhood white? Were they Asian? Were they Mexican? Were they black? Whatever the dominant culture was where you grew up, did you emulate that to fit in? Did you emulate the predominant culture on any level to fit in? Because that is just what people do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They assimilate. So there's that. Now there's a thing here with her own hypocrisy, as far as, you know, if she's got a history of blacking it up with the black scent in her characters as an actor and in her comedic, I think her comedy, if she's doing that shit in her stand-up comedy, that's kind of just, it's comedy, man. Those are comedians. It's kind of off limits, you know. But then she says she won't do an accent in a movie role. That is a little hypocritical. That is a little, this to me is a little more virtue signaling than the story before. And this is different for me than assimilating to the dominant culture in your, because to me that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And for people who are African American, black, to make a virtual stance that no one can do that but black people, it's like we're doing the oppression Olympics.
Yes.
Because that's unrealistic. Because everyone, especially in America, appropriates each other's cultures. Why not? It's exciting. It's fun. That's why I love talking and bringing the Latino culture out on my channel. That's why we're doing this in Spanish. It's another way to connect. It's another way to be accepted. And in cases, it's another way to express your passion for Black culture, Latino culture, Asian culture. I see black women wearing kimonos and all the time, and they're it's something they love. There's nothing wrong with that. Now we know there's a difference between that and making fun of the stereotype and putting it down. To me, that's completely different. That's not appropriation, it's cultural exchange. Right. Well, we didn't say appropriate. The story is saying appropriate. I'm saying that's a cultural exchange. Absolutely. Let me just get to this. Give me 1 second. Robert says, black. No, I didn't. And I'm curious as to why he didn't. Maybe it's because you get your butt kicked if you did. Because that's a real thing as well. White, Irish, poor, South Boston projects. No, I was the only metalhead in the 80s. The rest were slick local clique of Adidas Gazelle sneakers, French jeans, and Champion sweatshirts.
Okay.
But you bonded with other people with your music, so that's different. Lindsay, being in the Southwest, we have about 50-50 mix of white and Hispanic. I say we integrated very well. I didn't get into the Hispanic culture since I was in a group of metalheads, goth punks, etc. But I do have an absolute appreciation of the Hispanic culture. And Polly, should I apologize for my Chile Renos videos for appropriation? According to some people, you should. I know you're being funny, but you know what? That's interesting you brought that up because they went after Gordon Ramsay's Mexican cuisine videos.
Yep.
And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
The only reason why you should go against Gordon Ramsay for those videos is because he was using miso as a dressing for taco.
Yes, I agree with that. That's why I let it pass. And also, I was gonna touch about some things. Okay, being also an economist and learning history as a part of the curriculum. There's a very, very important thing we have to do when we're talking about culture. Okay, this is something I notice people do and they don't because they don't understand. What Paulie said is correct. It is a cultural appropriation when cultures make an amalgamation. When they fuse, you are appropriating elements from both cultures and creating something new. That is always the natural tendency of cultures. You absorb the culture. The stronger culture will remain as the strongest one, and it will be the one that is molded by the smaller one, giving elements. And I can say this because I'm a Latino in South America. Literally, in Peru, our culture is basically described as the 3 pillars: white, black, native. That's it. That's our 3 pillars, and our all cultures evolved from those 3. Okay. Then the Asians came and they gave us a different kind of flavor to our cuisine here in Peru, also in Ecuador. You know, it's like, but the primary culture still remained the same. We're still Peruvians. We still speak Spanish. We still are Catholics, or in the majority, or Christians at least. And we also have this idea of what it means to be Peruvian, what is historically Peruvian, what expressions are Peruvian. Even though we have taken things from other cultures. The majority culture, which is Hispanic in origin, o sea, Español, took from those other ones and started molding itself with those elements that helped it survive, help it thrive. The problem is that most people, like for example, Robert said he didn't grow up, but also the thing is, and I think probably you can agree, is in the U.S. there's a lot of separation from. This is the part of the city where the Hispanics live. This is the part of the city where the African Americans live. This is the part of the city where the Asians live. And this is the part of the city where the white people live. You know, it's very cut off. It's very determined by how the populations have grouped each other. And that's why I think in the case when we asked, people were answering, they didn't have that effect because it's very separate. But in Peru, on the other hand, we have something different. Like you have this mix of, I mean, I was born in Brazil. My parents are Peruvian, but I'm born in Brazil. I have a lot of Brazilian culture as well in my expression, as well as American culture because of my education in American school. So I'm not 100% having those Peruvian elements. I have taken from them, yes, and I have made my own view of my own culture. Something I know my kids will take from me when I have kids and they grow up. They're gonna see how I am culturally, and they're gonna take it, and then they're gonna add other things. But what's strongest for them will be the in this case Peruvian culture that they're surrounded by, and then they're gonna uptake, and literally as the word would say, appropriate elements from others. And this is the thing that we don't understand. When they talk about cultural appropriation, they're viewing it as as the view of the colonizer imposing their culture over the colonizee instead of being a more natural process. In Peru and Latin America, it was like that. The Spanish didn't impose it. They brought it, and then the natives, to try to elevate themselves, adopted it.
And in this case, here in America, the Black culture is the dominant culture. It sounds strange, but from music, entertainment, sports, food, fashion, it's a very dominant culture, and a lot of non-blacks will either marry into the culture because their love of the Black culture, or they embody it in their lifestyle. First of all, I don't care what the hell you do, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Right now, there's people who are always going to have a problem with that. That's
that's the reality.
There's nothing you can do about that. But so they're always going to have a problem for anyone that's not that culture, right? Portraying their culture, let's say in a film or TV show, whatever. They're going to have problems with that. And there's, depending on the role, depending on who it is, it just, again, it's a case-by-case thing.
Yep.
Aquafina is saying she refuses to do accents that doesn't make a minstrel out of Asian people. She uses a Black historical reference in her own plight, which is pretty hysterical. Right? We know what a minstrel show was. Okay, which the old school minstrel was very offensive, even though Black culture, Black groups, churches, and colleges still do whiteface dance productions.
Yep.
So my thing is both sides kind of make good points and both sides kind of make lame points, right? The other side is that it's kind of true. What if a Black person was doing, and not in a comedy routine, but that's different. A stand-up, all you see is comics of different backgrounds taking the piss out of other cultures. That shit's funny. That's different. What if it's a Black actor in a role with an Asian accent? That would not go over well.
In actors, I'm not sure if that happens so often, but I know there's a lot of Black people that are otakus, and they actually go on full-on Japanese mode.
No, but I'm talking about in film and TV shows.
Yeah. I get you.
Because in film and TV shows, we've seen characters who are not Black take on Black accents, Black accents. Whether it's a joke or not, like those, what was it for a minute? All the wiggers, the white kids being Black, and I didn't come up with that name. Cancel me all you want. I don't give a shit. But it's like Straight Out of Malibu, like those stupid ass movies, right? It's always been a part of our culture, of our American culture, and we've always had a problem with it. Now, I will say, when a Black person doesn't have Black affectation, in their accent, they're called out on that. They're called Uncle Tom or sellout. Same thing with Latinos. So you're not going to please everybody here. But there is hypocrisy on both sides. You guys wanted to?
It's something that I don't really get from the United States because, for me, my culture was partially what we saw on American TV that came to Ecuador to the airwaves. Also anime. So we had a lot of Japanese influence on our culture during my lifetime. Also a lot of different foods from all Latin America, like Cuban food, like Venezuelan food, like Colombian food. For example, arepas are not from Ecuador, but is one of the things that we eat the most, because we have been importing small bits of culture from everywhere, and especially from the US and Japan. So we grew with this vision of the United States as freedom land, as Eagle Land, the place where you can go and triumph and everything. And that's why Latinos are so all about the American dream, because we have seen the American dream on our screens for our whole life, right? It's something that we aspire to. And in the Japanese side, we see how women should adopt certain mannerisms, and it has been growing. It has been becoming part of Ecuadorian culture all this time. And we see that you in there are fighting about this, and we are like, we like it having American stuff. We like it having rap. That's Afro-American mostly, but we also like something like a good old ballad, right? And we have our own music, and we mix and match however we want. It's not a problem. For me, this is not a problem. You have a woman that is doing an accent for a comedy sketch. Okay, if she doesn't want to do it on movies because she doesn't want to make it harmful in a bigger scale, that's what I'm getting for the way she spoke, that she doesn't want to make this in a bigger scale because that will be detrimental, actually. If she wants to keep it to a small comedy skit, okay, feel free to do that, but I don't see anything wrong with you taking part of other cultures, because that's how I grew, and that's how every Ecuadorian grew. Right? We know
right.
that.
The only thing is, I would say, is then she can't say anything if an actor of a different background plays a role with an Asian accent.
Yeah, she shouldn't. And that's
right?
The important thing.
Because that's bullshit. You got to call them bullshit on bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the important thing. Nobody should be worried about that. You should be worried about not really harming, not going against the other people. But if you want to be part of that person's life, let's say, for a small second on screen, yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Some great comments in the chat, guys. Eric Runge Madsen, blues and jazz is the basis of all the modern genres. It is the basis of all modern music. They created modern time with jazz. Absolutely. Pure fucking genius. Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong. The list goes down the line, and it's still our major influences to musicians of all colors, of all backgrounds to this day. That's what music does. And it's a little more acceptable than seeing someone, take on an accent, or it's a trip, right? There was another Steven, I just want to go back to before all of this started.
90s.
All of what started?
PC culture.
But
I mean the extreme PC culture we see today, where you cannot touch anybody because it offends them. That kind of thing, where we can't do comedy.
I want Steven to hit the chat and explain this statement. That'd be great. Question: if a white guy was born in China, only knew Chinese, then tried English, which gave him a Chinese accent, what would these cultural SJWs say about him? Ooh, that's fantastic.
They hate that. They really hate that. They hate. They call it something like oddities. People that don't feel in what they want them to feel, but also they have something that irks them in the wrong way. It rubs them in the wrong way. Like, I cannot go against this man because he was born on Japan or in China. But so much.
Well, yeah,
want to-
because they have no argument, and they just
Yeah.
love to argue and bitch and complain about every single thing that they think is not right. There's videos, Joshua, of I think they're white, white Americans, where their accent is so there's Mandarin or whatever they speak is so amazing. They go to China. You see the videos. They go in and order food and start talking to and they're just blown away. That someone knows this language. Those are really cool videos.
Japanese people are the same.
Diego?
No, I think I agree with what Pablo said before, and also, how do I put it? Because is that for me, it's weird because, as I said, I'm a kid who was born in Brazil. His parents are Peruvian, has grown up in Peru most of his life, but still has part of a connection to Brazil. I studied in an American school here. My dad studied in a British school here. So, of course, I have the whole idea of God Save the Queen in my head. Okay. And it's like I have this combination of things. And so when I see people do this, where they try to separate or they try to make it very distinct, you're not from that group. You can't touch it. It seems so weird for me, like especially because of my culture here. So it's like, it's toxic. Es veneno. Eso envenena el alma.
La venganza nunca es buena. Mata el alma y la envenena.
Sí. Y eso es lo malo.
Miguel, lo siento. Diablos, llegué muy tarde. Porque YouTube no me que manda las...
que no me
Miguel, usa pinche la próxima.
Pinche la próxima. Just know every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, we will always be here. The show will always be here. I know Tuesday was an incredible show with you guys. Great job, by the way. That was a fun show. Yeah. This is some we can talk for hours for this, but I think going back to this it's just a little hypocritical on both sides. And the Aquafina hate is really lame, I feel. Now, if she doesn't back up actors of different backgrounds doing Asian accents in their characters, then I feel it's just a virtual signal here. The minstrel out of Asian people, she don't want to do accents, because the SJWs eat this shit up. Okay, Stephen On finally responds. Being politically correct is one thing. This is different. More militant and oppressive, and it has only gotten worse. What happened to live and let live? Agree to disagree. Stephen On is always a voice of reason.
Yes.
Always has fantastic insight. Gracias, hombre.
Recuerdo mi profesor de japonés cuando estaba estudiando con él. Una de las cosas que dijo es extraño porque aquí, si es que hablas español, se estaba refiriendo al Ecuador, la gente te ve mal porque no sabes hablar el español perfecto. En Japón tú hablas japonés y la gente se alegra de que hayas tomado el tiempo de aprender un poco sobre ellos. ¿Qué quiere decir él con eso? Que a veces nosotros tenemos un poco más de expectativa de que la gente se acomode a nosotros, cuando los japoneses que están en una cultura donde tú te tienes que acomodar a todo el mundo y normalmente los extranjeros no lo hacen, viene un extranjero que se ha acomodado a ellos y para ellos es oh, mira, qué bien, puedo hablar con esta persona y puedo entender a esta persona y se tomó el trabajo de entenderme a mí. Y es lo mismo que yo siento cuando alguien de Estados Unidos habla español. Se tomó el tiempo para poder conversar conmigo, para poder tener un intercambio conmigo. Y Eso es importante, eso es realmente importante. Entonces, todas estas divisiones lo que están haciendo es que perdamos el foco, que perdamos el centro de lo que realmente importa. Lo que importa es, en este momento tenemos 1 millón de cosas que compartir entre nosotros. Hollywood en este momento está muriendo porque no saben compartir, ¿ok? Ellos no saben compartir. Ahora nosotros estamos tratando de compartir un poco más hacia los demás. Tenemos un limitado alcance. Ok, mientras tanto, ¿qué hacemos? Realmente no tengo una respuesta en este momento, pero tenemos de alguna manera que concientizarnos de esto. El aprender de otros, el ver las cosas desde la perspectiva de otros nos enriquece a nosotros, nos hace crecer a nosotros. Por eso necesitamos aprender de otras culturas, incluso imitarlas. Porque al imitarlas, el aprendizaje es imitación y repetición. Eso es todo. Eso es el aprendizaje. Entonces estamos aprendiendo de ellas y necesitamos hacerlo para llegar más alto, para traer todo lo bueno a nuestra cultura, hacerla crecer y llegar a donde podamos llegar. Juntos, mezclando todo lo que podamos. Lo bueno no se rechaza, lo bueno no se niega, lo bueno lo tomamos y lo usamos. Punto. Dejémonos de pendejadas.
Bien dicho y profundo.
Miguel brings up a question and a statement.
Dice Miguel Fara, que cada persona sea estrictamente monocultural, pues mejor no les digo mi segundo nombre. Con ese apellido tengo una idea.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, it's really strange. So what do you want everyone in the world to do? Go back to their corners? No mixing of the races.
I was going to say, what about us Latinos who already are the mixing of the races?
So mixed up. So mixed up. And there's good old, there's good-hearted ignorance where I can't tell you how many times African Americans that I've spent time with, and I've spent a lot of time, where they call me Spanish. You're kind of half right, but there's a lot more to it. But no one's being mean. That's just what they grew up with. And you meet at the table, la mesa, and you have a meal. You break bread, and by breaking bread, we get a little closer to each other, and we get to understand each other a lot more. And there's always that old saying, imitation is flattering, no?
Yep.
I mean, it really is. Think about it.
It is. You saw something that is so impressive in the other person that you need to make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
You are actually watching, paying attention to the other person. You are actively seeking to learn from the other person. That's imitation. And if you repeat it enough, it's not imitation anymore. It's learning. That's how you learn. That's how you learn to talk. That's how you learn to do anything, to cook, to dance, to anything. You see other people, learn what they are doing, imitate enough times to make it your own. And then you can do it at perpetuity because it's now yours. You have taken something from other person to make it yours. But how do you tell wokosos how the hell this works, how life works? They don't even want to understand. They want to be angry.
Well,
Bitterness
it's that's just the state of their being, because everything has been fed to them is fear-based. Media and academia. When in the reality of the world, you go out, let's get off here, let's get off this YouTube page. Everyone, after we're done, you're going to go about your day. You're going to mingle and interact with people from all over the world. And I guarantee you, 95% of the time, they're going to be wonderful interactions.
Mhm.
They don't want that. They want us divided, separated, silenced.
Just look
And
at
that is not how life works. You cannot fight the natural course of things as far as people wanting fellowship. And the whole world is right out front right outside your front door.
Mhm.
Do not buy into the fear. Do not buy into the fear, guys. That's all it is. And that's all really what separates SJW's Wocosos that are, we might be related to some. That's what separates us from them, is that they're completely live their lives from a place of fear.
Mhm. Man,
Yeah.
just look at the chat. We have gente bonita trying to learn Spanish. We have gente bonita trying to learn English, and they are from everywhere, and they are just trying to love something, to celebrate something, and just to grieve about something, because we are grieving about this, about the loss of our cultures. So this is a show that people can do, that people can share, and some are trying to understand part of what makes our culture. Some others are trying to identify the parts of our culture that were theirs. There's a huge array of differences here just in the chat. And all these people are looking for the same, are looking for human contact, entertainment, and learning. That's the basis.
Eric O'Sullivan, yes. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Eric O'Sullivan, yes, fear base. Tú diste in el clavo. It's Grand Moff Tarkin. I knew since I was 6, fear will keep the local systems in line. But you know what? He's pretty badass.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, use another example, because that's such a cool character and a cool. No, but seriously, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and it's important to, guys, to have healthy discord and to come back together. It is. We cannot get comfortable as well. This community, because I feel at times this community gets a little shotgun knee jerk on anything that slightly smells of SJW, and we don't have good conversations. It's like, no, you're wrong. This movie sucks. That television sucks. It's like, yo, slow it down. Let's have good conversations. Because we don't have to all agree with each other. What we do have to do is respect each other, and accept, and that's just it. And we can have great conversations. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Right, that's it, right? We don't have any more.
Yeah.
No. Unless you want to see the He-Man debacle.
Wocosis.
We need a shirt like that.
Yeah. We need this.
It's
We
a
need.
terrible disease. Shh. That's a T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Wocosis is wow. Awesome.
It's
Awesome. I'll always be willing to give people a benefit of the doubt. Yeah. And then, you take it from there. I could care less what the messaging, as long as the story and the characters are compelling. I think I totally agree. And the story and characters, I would say, Lindsay, have to be more compelling, more well acted, more, if you are going to have a message. If you're going to have a message in your film, you better have a freaking amazing story. Right? I saw the movie Plan B. It's a movie about 2 girls trying to get the Plan B pill after one of them has, sex the night before, and it's fucking hilarious. But a lot of the issues, they're not for me. But it reminded me of like Superbad. You know, like these two best friends are like idiots at times, but they're young girls trying to, like, you know, find their way in the world. I loved it, but it had message. It had a message. But for a 50-year-old guy to love it, hey, they had great actors, a really, really good story. Completely agree, Lindsay. Gracias, Darius.
Gracias, hombre.
Diego, read this real quick.
From Eric Madsen says, when it comes to wocosos, when they do it, it is cultural appreciation. When everybody else do it, it's cultural appropriation. Wrong and racist.
Wow. Great
So
point.
true.
Yes, it is on Hulu. Worth checking out. Did you see it, Joshua? We actually did give it a recommendation on the Latino Slant. And so did Arum saw it. So there is good entertainment out there, guys. You know, there really is. You got to dig. You have to dig a little bit for it. Yeah. And who knows? Maybe Shang-Chi will surprise us all. I actually hope so, for the sake of Mr. Lau's career.
Yeah.
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 Let's wrap it up. Let us know where you're gonna be the next the next day or so.
Well, instead of going on about my channel and everything, I want to recommend something that is actually good. Watch the Evangelion movie on Amazon, 3.0 plus 1.01. It's actually good. It ends the series of Evangelion nicely. Also, there's the other 3 movies. You can watch them all together, and it's a really nice time. And have fun. Just this weekend, have fun. Enjoy.
My case, not sure. I'm here on los martes y los jueves, como siempre. Y si algún stream aparece algo interesante que Pauli o Pablito estén haciendo, tal vez me vean ahí. Hasta la próxima.
Okay, the sirens are coming to get me.
Bad boys.
First of all, what a fantastic chat. Muchísimas gracias a la gente en el chat. Jaso Gonzalez, Alex Ashkan, Maria, Eric O'Sullivan, Stephen Otten, all these great people. Y también gente de Latinoamérica, como Jesús Dávila. ¿Qué más? Andrés Aguilar. Y mucho Miguel Fara. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday. This weekend for me, there is no Karaoke Geeks until September. We are starting a show now on Sunday mornings. We're going to call it the Slant Morning Brouhaha. And we even got a new logo. Yeah, we even got a cool new logo. Look for that. That show will consist of maybe another YouTuber co-hosting with me, and then membership spotlights where we bring in members of the Latino Slant, and growing this channel as well. That is Sundays, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern time. And you guys just get out there and be wonderful to each other. And I really thank my co-hosts, Geektripology and Diego. Always. Take care.
Ciao.